Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Wassalatu wassalamu ala Rasulina Muhammadin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Nahmadullah ta'ala wa nastaghfiruh ashhadu an la ilaha illa Allah wahdahu la sharika lah wa ashhadu anna sayyidina Muhammadan abduhu wa habibuhu wa rasuluh sallallahu alayhi wa ala alihi wa azwajihi wa sayyidabi khulafa ar-rashidin mahadin min ba'di. Zamati ala tahqiq وزمت علامات خلفاء رسول الله تحقيق أمراء المؤمنين حضرت أبو بكر وعثمان وعلي وعلى بقية صحابة التابعين رضوان الله تعالى عليهم أجمعين. يا أيها المؤمنون الحاضرون اتقوا الله تعالى إن الله مع الذين اتقوا الذين هم محسنون. الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين سيدنا مولانا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. All praises are due to Allah Jalla wa Ala, the Lord of the universes. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. O you who believe, fear Allah as He should be feared. And don't die except in a state of Islam. And hold firmly altogether to the rope of Allah and do not separate. And remember Allah's favor upon you, how you were enemies, and He made friendship between your hearts, so that you became as brothers by His favor. And you were on the edge of the pit of fire, and He saved you from it. In this way does Allah make His signs clear to you, so that you might be guided. Let there arise out of you a nation inviting to goodness, enjoining what is right, and forbidding what is wrong. They are the ones who are successful. Don't be like those who are divided amongst themselves and fell into disputations after receiving clear signs. For them is an awful doom. On the day when some faces will be lifted up with white and some faces will be in the gloom of black, it will be said to them, did you disbelieve after your faith? Then taste the punishment for rejecting faith. But for those whose faces will be lit with white, they will be in the light of Allah's mercy. They will dwell in it forever. These are the signs of Allah. We recite them unto you in truth, and Allah wills no injustice to any of His creatures. Sadaqallahu al-Azim. May all peace and blessings be upon the Sultan of creation, Sayyidina Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam. The Honorable Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam is the intercessor of this world and the next. This world is the world of religion, and the next world is the world of gardens. He shows the way in this world, and in the next world He shows His moon-like face. His dua was, O my Lord, show my followers the right path. In truth, they don't know. With His blessed breath, the doors of the two worlds were opened. His prayer has been accepted in both worlds. No one like Him has come to the world, and no one like Him will come. O believers, Allah created us for His service. When a being is created for a reason, it must fulfill that reason of creation. If not, then he will never find satisfaction. Only in the service of Allah, in the remembrance of Allah, in the fulfillment of our reason of creation will we find peace. It is as Maulana Jalaluddin Rumi Qadasir is saying, there is one thing in this world that you must never forget to do. If you forget everything else, it is not a problem. But if you remember everything else and forget this, then you have done nothing in your life. A king sent you to a country to do a job. If you do 100 other jobs but not his job, then what good is it? Human beings came to this world to do a specific job. That work is the purpose. And each person has a specific job. If you don't do it, it's like using a priceless Indian blade to slice rotten meat. It's a golden bowl being used to cook potatoes. It's a Damascene dagger being used as a nail on the wall to hang pots. You might say, but look, the dagger is being used. It's not just sitting there. Do you hear how stupid that sounds? For a penny, an iron nail could be bought to do that job. You say, but I'm spending my energy on high aims. I study fiqh and falsafa and logic, astronomy and medicine and the rest. But why are you doing it? These are all just branches of yourself. Remember the deep root of your existence, the presence of your Lord. Give your life to the one who already owns your breath and your moments. If you don't, you will be exactly like the man who takes a precious dagger and hammers it into the kitchen wall as a peg to hold a ladle. You will be wasting valuable passion and foolishly ignoring your dignity and your purpose. These are the words of Allah's friends who are speaking from the words of the Prophet, who are transmitting the guidance of Allah to the world. And this guidance is saying, in essence, that nothing matters unless it is guiding you to your real purpose in life. Not knowledge, not work, not family, nothing. The only thing that matters is figuring out what is the specific reason that Allah created me for, and how do I live that reason of creation in my life, and how do I die and return in the presence of my Creator having fulfilled that creation. If we don't fulfill that reason of creation in this life, we will be forced to fulfill it in the next life. Hazrati Maulana Rumi is saying in his Sohbat, hellfire in reality is a place of worship, a masjid for the unbelievers where they remember Allah. The person in hellfire was in ghaflat. The person in hellfire, he was in ghaflat and unmindful of Allah while he was at ease in this world. Now in hell, he remembers Allah day and night. Allah created the universes, the heavens and the earth, the sun and moon and planets, as well as good and evil, to remember Him, serve Him, and glorify Him. Since the only reason for all this is His remembrance, and since the unbelievers don't remember Him in ease, they go to hell to make their zikr. Believers do not need pain. They are not in ghaflat or of suffering during times of ease, but always have that suffering before them. A clever child only needs one smack. Then he doesn't forget again. A stupid child forgets and needs to be smacked again and again. A smart horse takes the whip once and never needs it again. A stupid horse, however, needs to be whipped every minute. Is not worthy to carry people, so it carries filth. So, if we don't fulfill our reason here, Allah will make us to fulfill it in another world. And may Allah save us from that. When things are this serious, when the matter is this severe, then it is our duty to look at just one thing. What is going to make us learn? What is going to make us learn why we are here? Sahib al-Sayyid Shaykh Abdul Karim al-Kibrisi Rabbani Qadasasir is saying, turn into a servant. Even if there was no hereafter life, even if there was no hereafter life, and if Allah had created you and declared, you are my servant, then you are going to live on the face of the earth and you are going to become a servant. There's no other choice. Do you think you have a choice? Do you think you can say, I have a free will, I can do what I want? No, you're a human. A human must think before he does something. Is this damaging me and others or not? Is this pleasing Allah and His Holy Prophet or not? Man must think. This is why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is asking in the Quran again and again, why don't you think? Allah gave us this life now, and He's ordering us to think. He's saying, my divine hand is with a group of people, those people whose hearts are together. Yes, they are together for Allah's sake. Their hearts are together. Even if you aren't beloved to Allah, maybe in that Jamaat there's one who is Allah's beloved, and you will be blessed because of that one. Today, everyone looks at themselves in the great giant mirror and says, I am that one. No, you're not. The real ones don't come to tell you, I am that one. They are humble servants. They know that if not for the blessing from Allah, they're not good for anything again. This one teaching that is very difficult for 21st century men to put into their lives. It used to be only Western culture, but now in all schools, all cultures are teaching people, you are special, you are the best, you are unique, have self-esteem. This kind of teaching. It takes away the natural humbleness and the modesty out of a man's heart. And a man without humbleness, he cannot think. And he cannot submit to a beloved of Allah. And a man without humbleness, definitely, he cannot be in a Jamaat. Because Jama'at teaches a man to walk in the footsteps of the prophets and the saints. And their manner is to put themselves last and to put others first. In the Jama'at of Allah's beloved, the dress code is the robe of adab. Whoever doesn't wear that robe, he cannot sit in that Jama'at. What is adab? The kind that the Holy Prophet ﷺ described to Hazrat Muaz ibn Jabal, saying, I advise you to love and to fear Allah, to speak the truth, to honor your mission, to deliver your trust, and to reject betrayal. Guard your neighbors. Have mercy on the orphan. Be kind in your words. Be quick to give salams. Be good. Do good. Moderate your expectations. Stick to your faith. Spend in the love of the Quran and the love of the hereafter, and beware of the judgment day. Moderate your behavior. I forbid you from insulting a wise man, and I forbid you from contradicting the true words of a true man, and I forbid you from obeying a criminal, and I forbid you from disobeying a just imam, and I forbid you from plundering property. I advise you to love and fear Allah at every stone or tree or turn, and to make tawbah after every sin, the secret one with the secret one, and the public one with a public one. And the words of the Prophet speaks the truth. These manners are the inheritance of the beloved of Allah that's passed down in Jamaat, because only by being with others and living with others and making yourself to be helpful and good to others can you learn these manners. The secret of the adab of the Prophet is that it is learned in sohbat. It cannot be learned any other way. Adab is the fruit that comes from the struggle of fighting against your ego. And a real fight against the ego comes by following a leader in a Jamaat. Learning your bad characteristics. Learning your bad characteristics is a sign that Allah loves you. Holy Prophet ﷺ said, when Allah wishes to favor a servant, He reveals his bad characteristics to him. These days, murids get upset when the Shaykh shows the real characteristics to him. Imam al-Ghazali Karnazasir is talking about the foolishness of the person who gets upset when his bad characteristics are pointed out, saying, don't get angry or sulk if someone points out a fault of yours, because bad characteristics are snakes and scorpions that will bite you in this life and the next. If someone showed you a snake in your clothes, accept his favor. If you get upset with him, it's a sign of your own weak belief in Akhirat. benefiting from it shows the strength of your faith. The person who points out your bad characteristics and makes you struggle against your ego in reality is bringing you to Allah's love and taking you out from Allah's anger. Because Allah loves the person who fights his ego. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala spoke to Dawood alayhi salam and said, Ya Dawood, make yourself beloved to me by your jihad, your struggle against your ego and forbidding it from what it wants. I will keep my eye on you, and you will see the veils between me and you lifted. And I will take care of you to give you the strength to receive my rewards when I give them to you. I will not hold them back from you as long as you stick to my obedience. So stick to those who make you beloved to Allah. This is a training. Tariqat is a training. This was the practice of Muslims for 1400 years. They understood that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had created certain servants who were His beloveds. They didn't try to compete with them. They ran to be with them. They ran to be in their company. They ran to be in their sohbat. Yes, Islam is teaching that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has special servants. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying in words narrated by Hujjatul Islam Imam al-Ghazali, is saying, O people of the earth, why are you running after the dunya's delusions? Strive for my honor and companionship. Be close to me, and I will make you happy and rush love to you. I've molded the clay of my ashiqs from the clay of my Khalil Ibrahim, and my Kalim Musa, and my Habib Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam. I have created the hearts of those who long for me from my light and refined them with my majesty. I have servants from among my servants that love me and I love them, and long for me and I long for them, and remember me and I remember them, and they behold me and I behold them. If you walk on their way, if you walk on their path, I love you. And if you stray away from them, I hate you. These are Allah's words reaching to us through the saints. And alhamdulillah, we are Osmanlı Naqshbandis. We are reaping the fruit of the Devlatul Aliyah and the Tariqatul Aliyah. And this Ottoman Naqshbandi way is teaching this attitude of running to be with Allah's friends, to accept their teachings, to fight against the ego, and to walk in the path of adab. The entire Ottoman culture is colored with this kind of spirituality. The Naqshbandi way is the secret road that makes its followers be dressed with these teachings. Khwaja Ibadullah al-Ahrar, one of our grand sheikhs, made the principle of the secret road clear when he said, the shade of the sheikh is better than zikrullah. Why is he saying this? Because whatever gives you benefit and makes you reach to your reason of creation, that is the most beneficial and essential knowledge to a man. And nothing makes a man to understand his reason of creation more than the shade, the sohbat of the real shaykh. Sultan al-Awliya, Shaykh Maulana Muhammad Nazim al-Haqqani, is expanding this teaching, saying, Insan needs carving. Otherwise, he's like wild wood. Even if it sits for 100 years, it will remain timber. But in the hands of a master carpenter, the timber is transformed into beautiful furniture. Advice will sharpen the timber of our ego. The master's job is to look if the wood is straight or crooked. If it's crooked, he files it until it's smooth. He continues to carve and file the murids until it is straight and soft. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Holy Quran, in Surah Al-Hud, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, be straight as you have been ordered. Holy Prophet ﷺ said, Surah Al-Hud made me turn gray Why? The majesty of that ayat made the blessed beard of the Holy Prophet ﷺ turn grey. There is no empty work, and there is no wasting, and there is no nonsense in Islam. In Islam, the tariqat has control and arrangement of everything that happens between the awliya, the sheikhs, and those who are following them, from the dervishes and the murids. To be on the way it is in tariqat. Otherwise, you remain like timber, just lying down. It's just wood. And the carpenter carves the wood until it reaches the sultan's palace. Ask the furniture in the palace how much treatment it went through before it reached the palace of the sultan. How much it was trained to be fit for being the furniture of the king. Mankind, therefore, is also continuously in need of training. Allah says, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, so remind, for indeed reminders benefit the believers. Sharpen, carve, remind. Every remembrance is similar to shaping, softening and straightening the wood. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, remind. For verily, reminding profits the believers. Sadaqallah al-Azim. We should make endless shukr that we are still gaining the benefits of these kinds of teachings. You can search the whole world, but you cannot find these kinds of teachings anymore. These are the teachings that the Holy Prophet ﷺ gave to Hazrat Abu Bakr Siddiq, to his heart, and that have been passed heart to heart, coming to us. These teachings will make a man to be worthy to be in the palace of the Sultan. Oh believers, don't forget the fight against your ego. That fight is never finished. The ego has tricked so many people, and the ego will not leave you alone until the last breath. Wake up and be on alert, and don't sleep. You can build the strongest fortress of faith, but if the door is open in the back, your enemy will come and stab you and kill you. Shaykh Effendi never let us forget about our ego, and listen to his reminder. He is saying, wake up to yourselves. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created you and gave care to you. Don't think you don't have any value. You have value, but your value only comes through obedience to your Lord and through asking from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And asking has to teach you how to run and how to learn and how to progress. You cannot be in the same heedless and headless station, in the same circle going around day and night, 24 hours a day. You must wake up. You must remove that glaze that is glazing your eyes, that's making you to see yourself that you have reached to the top. Look down under your feet. Never look up. You'll be all right then. The ego is your worst enemy. The ego will not rest until the last breath. It will not rest until the last breath. And the ego has so many tricks that if you fix it from one side, then it's going to come to you from the other side. If you're going to become disobedient to your master, it's going to cut your neck off right there. So you cannot take care of your ego by yourself. It is impossible. May we not waste our time, inshallah. May we put these words in our life. May we not fight the fight against our ego. May we stay with the ones Allah loves and serve them. May we not be selfish and egoistic. May we become generous and selfless. May Allah bring down zulm and cruelty. May we not be zalims. May we be saved from the traps of Dajjal. And may we be from the people of Mahdi alayhi salam. We're asking with Shaykh Maulana's dua, saying, Aman ya Rabi, we make tawbah to you. We are returning to you. Ya Allah, do not leave us to our egos even for the blink of an eye. We are repenting to you and asking for your forgiveness. Send us one who may correct our situation. O our Lord, Ya Karim, you are the Karim. For the sake of your beloved Al-Mustafa, for the sake of every Nabi and every Wali. Ameen. Astaghfirullah, astaghfirullah. Astaghfirullah al-azim, al-azim, la ilaha illa wa al-hayyul qayyum wa atubu ilayhi. لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له له الملك والحمد لكل شيء قدير لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له له الملك والحمد لكل شيء قدير لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له له الملك والحمد لكل شيء قدير لا إله إلا أنت سبحانك من الظالمين لا إله إلا أنت سبحانك لا إله إلا أنت سبحانك سبحان قدوس ربنا وروح سبحان قدوس ربنا رب الملائكة سبحان قدوس ربنا رب الملائكة إنا دينا إن الله الإسلام قام الصلاة
الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح قد قامت الصلاة قد قامت الصلاة الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله